Assalamualaikum madam. My name is Adrina Balwanadia binti Muhammad Salihuddin Gala, and the other team member are Nur Fatimah Manap and Nur Hidayah Jasni. So in this video, we're gonna discuss about the current issue regarding recruiting and selecting people with disability. So firstly, let's go through the introduction about the current issue. The objective, we have reviewed the literature on the hiring people with disability, and the role of people with disability in the workplace is drawing attention. Persons with disability are individuals with physical or mental disability who, by ADA, significantly limit one or more important living activity. Individual with a history or record of such disability, or a person who is perceived by others as having such as obstacle. So, what are the concepts of disabled employment? A person has a disability if he or she is a subject to an adverse employment action and is believed to have a physical or mental impairment that not transitory lasting or expected to last 6 months or less, and the minor even he or she does not have such impairment. The United Nations Conventions on the Right of Persons with Disability define disability as following, which can be long-term physical, mental, intellectual or sensory disability that interact with various barriers and prevent them from fully and effectively participating in society on an equal footing with others. So, the challenges. What are the bigger challenges in finding jobs with disability? So, the potential reduction or abolitions of disability pensions as a result of increased employment. Difficult in accessing flexible working arrangements, health problem, difficulty in rational coordinations or coordination negotiations in the workplace. So for now, that's all for me. I will pass the rest to my member for further explanations. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nur Fatimah binti Abdul Manaf. I will be presenting the employer's experience in recruiting and selecting people with disabilities. International Business Machine IBM is an American multinational technology company headquartered in New York with operation in over 170 countries, operating through 5 segments, which is Global Technology Services, Global Business Services, Systems and Technology Group Software, and Global Financing. IBM is the world's largest computer company and system integrator. The job requirements of IBM for hiring people with disabilities. IBM ensure that the essential job functions are laid out for every position, along with the fact that reasonable accommodations are available so that persons with disabilities can understand the nature and requirements of the job and apply for it as per their skills, interests, and abilities. The reasons of IBM for recruiting and selecting people with disabilities can be simplified into 3 words, which is innovation, society, and talent. Innovation generates the idea that push the organization, and IBM wants a wide field of employees that can generate products for their wide variety of customers. The company focuses on society with the philosophy that for it to function properly, all people need to participate in it equally. IBM wants the most talented employees possible, so they can look at people of different backgrounds to accomplish this, including those with disabilities. To recruit and retain talented employees with disabilities, IBM has implemented programs and practices that successfully attract and qualify individuals. A reasonable accommodation fund exists that covers the cost of adaptive equipment, transportation, or interpreting services that are necessary for a person with a disability to proficiently do their job. This allows hiring managers to select candidates they consider most suitable and qualified without having to worry about the cost to department budgets. Disability awareness training also provided to IBM recruitment specialists, general employees, and managers. The experiences of IBM recruiting and selecting people with disability are: IBM hired its first disabled employee in 1914 and soon after began to recruit disabled veterans of World War I. Ever since, IBM has introduced many different programs to create an inclusive workforce. For example, in 1943, IBM established a training center in New York City for 600 disabled people. 1972, IBM initiated computer programmer training for the physically disabled in collaboration with the US government and non-governmental organizations to train and place people with serious physical disabilities as entry-level computer programmers. Incredibly, in the United States, IBM's Project ABLE pursues to increase representation of employees with disability. Proactive recruitment of disabled job seekers is carried out through IBM relationship with various training and job placement organizations. Through Project ABLE, IBM also provides internship opportunity for undergraduate and graduate students with disability who are pursuing careers in science, computer science, technology, engineering, or mathematics through its partnership with the American Association for the Advancement of Science and Entry Points.
My name is Nohida Jasni. Today I will present about strategy improving people with disability, recruitment and selection. So today we have a 5 strategy. First is diversity staff, second is equal opportunity, third disability job opportunities, fourth job performance, and lastly 5 training. Diversity staff. To develop a position inside an organization dedicated to enhancing the variety staff, administrators, volunteer and program participants, field staff and volunteer job with skilled people who bring diverse. Second is equal opportunity. It is difficult to stimulate the attention of disabled people in professional that include non-disabled people. 2. Employees with disability must be allowed to participate in the selection process, and reasonable and suitable adjustment must be made to ensure that people with disability have a fair and equal opportunity to demonstrate their credentials. Third, it is acceptable to consider what allowance the individual may require to participate in the program until they have been accepted. For example, on help from distributed to all approved participants. In third strategy, improving people with disability recruitment and selection is disabilities job opportunities. Disabled people, on the other hand, have the capacity to compare work characteristics such as hours, promise, and benefits supplied to the law governing their government provided disability payment. Another distinction is that employees with disability may prefer government work to private occupation, presumably because government jobs are thought to offer better health benefit, more accommodation, and lesser risk of discriminatory hiring practice. Third, another distinction is that employees with disability may prefer government work to private sector ones, partly because government jobs are regarded to be more secure, providing improved health care, more accommodation, and less likely to engage in discriminatory hiring practice. Job performance. The efficiency and speed of work as a person with a disability cannot be measured in the same way as a normal employee. It is important for disabled people to be given a sense of empathy for them and to be given words of encouragement and encouragement for them to always feel great about their shortcomings. Employees with disability should be given opportunities and space for them to successfully manage their own life. Lastly is training. To make sure that all employees in a company are aware of disability inclusive policy, dealing with unhelpful or misinformed staff person might undermine otherwise excellent requirement attempts. Disability employee in any aspect of promoting the training program, starting with such simple job, for example, answering phone, attending conference, giving community presentation, or engaging in other public relation activities, must be prepared to answer specific question about the program policy on all people with disabilities. This training is also to improve self-confidence and provide positive and productive motivation while working for staff with disability. Thank you.
Thank you, Nur Hidayah. So, in this topic, what are the conclusions that we gain for this current issue? So, people with disability are still fighting against decades of stigma and discriminations. Make sure your company policy and culture are inclusive and disability friendly. More companies are seeing the benefit of fully inclusive hiring, but there is still a great deal of work to be done. Not utilizing talents individual because they might need accommodations is a serious issue. So that's all from our team. Thank you.